Topic, guys. Quick reminder, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It costs you $0.00. Helps UCSS grow as big as we can make this bad boy. So do us a favor, help us out. We appreciate the support already, but if you haven't, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more UCSS content. All right, guys, we got one more Browns top before we pivot back to a little Browns. We may finish with some Guardians chat here, but in the last 2 hours, and going back to last night, J.W. Johnson was on Big Play and mentioned that it's going to be an open quarterback competition again. Mary Kay said the Browns are looking at potential quarterback options in the draft. They're interested in at least doing their research on Malik Willis. Does not mean they're going to sign Malik Willis, but they're doing their due diligence. For the sake of this discussion, and G, I'll let you start here. How much different would this off-season be? Could be good, could be bad. You could take it whatever way you want. If the Browns just named a quarterback now, eliminated the idea of a quarterback competition, and saved Todd Monken all the headaches of being a first-year, first-time head coach without that looming over his shoulder, which will end up being the biggest talking point of the entire summer. How much different would it look if the Browns just eliminated any talk of a quarterback competition?
No, they're actually doing the smart thing. See, Todd Monken and the Cleveland Browns is actually using the media the way they're supposed to use the media. When you come in here, the first thing you're supposed to say, and they've been on point on messaging, despite whatever we've heard Myles Garrett say, we're looking at Shadeur as the guy, but we're not going to give it to nobody. He's going to have to come out and earn it. Denzel Ward came out and said, yeah, hey, listen, Shadeur got some things, man, and if he want to go get that job, he got a good opportunity to do it. So that's your two best players on defense saying, hey, we like Shadeur, but we're not giving nothing up. And it's smart because you want everybody in that locker room. I talked to Tybus about this. When Urban Meyer came in, and when you get a new coach, their job is to make sure that they establish that we're going to have maximum competition. We need to change the way we're thinking about certain things. By no means, way, shape, or form is anybody going to be given nothing. And so that's the way you do it, because you want people to be coming in ready to go. You want people to be ready and excited about it. And by the way, Shadeur Sanders has never ducked no smoke. Like, Shadeur Sanders has never been a dude that's like, oh, give me the position. That ain't never how it went. As a matter of fact, any competitor wants to prove himself. The problem is you conflating two different things. The problem is everybody last year knew that had two eyes. No, they came out and said it was a quarterback competition, and it wasn't. You was playing around. You had dudes throwing the trash cans, and nobody told you to come out and say it was a quarterback competition. So now people, they blew things out of proportion. No, don't say it if you ain't about it. Now, at this point, everybody got a fair opportunity. As a football player, nobody ain't asking for nothing. We compete in everything. Cards, horseshoes, video games, fits. We compete. That's what we do. So Todd Monken coming in, telling him, like, yo, this is what it's going to be. That's exactly the way you going to play it. Now, by the way, it don't mean that they didn't told nobody behind this. It don't mean that they didn't say, hey, listen, yeah, we're going to go out here and work out, but
so the question says, how much different will the summer be without a quarterback competition? I don't think the summer will be that much different. I think that us in the media will still be talking the same stuff that we're talking. We'll probably be talking about how stupid Todd Monken is, and if this was the route he was going to take on February 24th, we might as well have just kept Kevin Stefanski intact. At this point, it does him no service, no justice whatsoever to come out here and stamp anybody as the starting quarterback.
Facts.
He's a brand new coach here that's evaluating the roster, and he's already said it. My job is to build an elite staff, evaluate the talent, evaluate the quarterback room, and he said more than likely we'll probably add a quarterback to this current room. And so I don't think it's no smoke to be ducked, to be honest with you. He's telling you what it is from the beginning, right? I'm going to add another quarterback. I'm going to assess what's here, and we're going to go from there. I just think that I stand on what I said from the beginning. You got to be open-minded when you got a brand new head coach, especially somebody who's never done this before. And so you got to leave all options open, and he will be doing himself a disservice if he was to back himself into a corner and stamp anybody, because we know how we can be in the media. The moment that Kevin came out and said it was a quarterback competition and it wasn't, that was a talking point for the entire summer, because Kevin backed themselves in the corner by not choosing his words properly. So in this case, Mike, I don't think he did himself no favors by coming out in February saying that Shadeur Sanders or Deshaun Watson is his quarterback one. Because I think from a media standpoint and a fan standpoint, we're going to be looking around like, okay, you done assessed and then evaluated this roster that damn fast that you done made some permanent decisions already.
They didn't even play.
Agency. We ain't got to the combine. We ain't did nothing. We ain't did no OTAs or nothing. You already talking about who the starter and who it ain't. I just think you'll be doing yourself a disservice, and we probably be looking at Todd Monken a little different.
Todd Monken is doing exactly what a coach is supposed to do when you take a new job at a place. Everybody starts at ground zero. There is no favoritism. There is nobody. Only person on this roster that can even afford to say that their job is secure is Myles Garrett, because he makes more money than Todd Monken does. And he's just coming off of a record-setting, record-breaking season. So, therefore, he is probably the only one whose position is guaranteed. Everybody else is starting off at ground zero. You have to show me, because you might have had a good relationship with Kevin and all those things, but I need you to show me what you're willing to do to keep your job. Yes, you're supposed to bring in competition, because competition makes everybody come out and be their best. You get a fair assessment when you're competing up against somebody. So Todd Monken is doing exactly what he's supposed to do. You're not going to make that decision until after OTAs. I need to see OTAs, see what's going on. The month of May, I'm sure ESPN Cleveland, shout out to them. They'll be out there with their quarterback tracker doing their thing like they do, because it went viral. So shout out to y'all for keeping everybody updated. After OTAs is done and after, mandatory minicamp is done, as we move into the training camp, now you need to have your order pegged on what you want it to be first, second, and third. But I'm not coming out there in OTA, before OTAs. First of all, I ain't even watched film. You got to remember, this man was an offensive coordinator. The only people that he knows like the back of his hands is the Browns defense, because he had the game plan for it. He's never looked at Shadeur's tape. He's never looked at Deshaun's tape. He's never looked at Dylan's tape, because he didn't have to. That's not guys that he was planning for. So therefore, he's going to put his playbook together, see who picks up the playbook. If it was me, the way I'll run OTAs is, day one, Shadeur, you with the ones, Deshaun, you with the two, Dylan, you with the threes. Day two, Deshaun, you with the twos, Dylan, you with the threes, blah, blah. I just keep mixing it up every day so I can get a fair assessment and see who it is. By the time we get to the mandatory minicamp, which is the last week before that 6-week break, now, boom, this is what I want to see. I want to see this order. Shadeur 1, Deshaun 2, Dylan 3, or whatever you want it to be. That's how you supposed to do it as a first-time head coach.
I go even because what you want to do is you want to disarm the naysayers when you come in as a coach. Because if you name somebody the starter today, that starter better by all means be cold. Day one, week one.
Because you done came out here like with your chest out in February talking about this my starting quarterback.
And so now you ain't going to get the benefit of the doubt. But if you say, look, I'll put the schedule out today. I'm like, hey, guys, I'm a planner. Here's what we're going to do. This is the person that's in the first huddle, second huddle, and third huddle, day one. Day two, the schedule was already up. We switched it around. So now when you come to practice and you watching me, guess what you're going to see? And they're going to say, Coach, is there any reason why so-and-so is getting the reps over so-and-so? Is it because his day was better? Is it because he threw picks? They're like, no, reporters. Remember, I gave you the schedule. So when you showed up today, all of the list was there. So there's no reason for you to ask me nothing because it was already.
Stop asking me.
Stop. Don't ask me no dumb questions. Don't ask me. You see it right there. So, and that's the way the Cleveland Browns gotta go with it, because here's what I'm going to tell you. Like, they have to really be on point with the messaging, because if you thought last year, see, I don't like when people use the word circus. I don't like that.
Yeah, me neither.
Because it denotes that if you talk about circuses, that denotes that we all like we being clownish, or we doing 3-ring circus. Like I'm about my business. I don't do nothing to be play. Like, so my thing is, when you come out there, you know what they're going to ask off bat. If you think that they ain't going to have questions about whether Deshaun Watson or Shadeur Sanders is the number one quarterback each and every week, each and every day, that will be a storyline. For you to act like that won't be it, now that is the correct way to use the word disingenuous. Don't act like that you don't know what it's going to be. So here's the reality. You might want to get ahead of it. Right? And I like what they're doing. Hey, we're going to have these dudes come out here and play and do their thing, and we're going to see what it's going to be. But it's important that if you're going to go into this thing, have a timetable, understand what you're going to do. And by the time that season hit, when we talking about those getting ready for the first preseason games, I need that to be established. It's down to 1 and 2. It's just like the primary system when you're talking about running for president. If you didn't win in Iowa and you 5th, you got to drop out. You got to concede. Don't go into the first 2 preseason games talk about we got a 3 quarterback competition. No, it's down to 2, bro. You already know. We've already eliminated. You're going to get to practice squad looks, but now it's down to that. So that's what I want to see. I want to see the messaging on point, and I want to see them actually run this like a true professional outfit and get to the bottom of who they're going to have.
I'm confident that they'll be able to do so. You know, like when I talk to Cecil and he talk about, you know, just being coached by Todd Monken, he'll tell you straight up, Todd is a straight shooter. Like, he ain't finna have you in those situations to where you don't know what's going on, what your role is, you know, if you're a starter, if you're a backup, etc. And that he's going to be very transparent. You know, he's going to have a solid plan in place. And so to me, if I believe the information that's in front of me, I think the communication will be healthy. And I think that there will be a structured plan into place to deal with us in the media when we come with these constant questions every single day about Shadeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, etc. And I do think that from afar, listen, he's in NFL circles. He know what happened in Berea last year. Mm-hmm. He's going to make sure that him and his team and his staff is not in that position to where they're being asked questions about people throwing the trash cans and trainers and things like that. And so, like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be like a circus atmosphere whatsoever. Everything I've heard about Todd Monken kind of gives me the vibe. Like, it's going to be very structured, very planned, very sound, the whole nine. You're going to have a syllabus for him.
All I know is I seen the Mary Kay article. If they draft Todd Simpson.
What'd you say?
She did not
that
say
was
they're
my
gonna
ear.
draft
I didn't hear
Todd
you know what I'm saying?
That is not what she said.
She said that she did. She said Malik Willis and Todd Simpson is guys that could be added to this roster.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Here's what I say.
Her words, by the way, for anyone, were Simpson and Willis are on their radar. Which,
Hey, here's what I
duh.
really quick. I'll say this. The reason why this is optimum and why this is great is because if you are a person who believes in Shadeur Sanders, if he goes through the competition and they bring people in and they draft a dude later on and Dylan is still there and Deshaun is back healthy, and at the end of the preseason, Todd Monken stands up and said, Shadeur Sanders is starting quarterback week 1 and he's my quarterback for 2026. That's what you want. Because at that point, nobody can be a detractor because they're going to say, he went through it with Kevin Stefanski. He showed enough in 2025 to get the opportunity to compete in 2026. It's a new coach. They started at ground zero. They brought people in, and he won the competition. Let's go. Because at that point, you can't say nothing.
So I hear you talk a lot, and upstairs when I'm clipping the show, I'll be kind of feeling your energy. Like, just curious, are you getting a vibe that people think Shadeur Sanders is scared of competition, or that people in his fan base or even him want something handed to him on a silver platter? Because from where I stand, I just kind of sit on the fact that, in my opinion, he played well enough to deserve an opportunity with a full offseason in the new system to show if he can be QB1 for 2026. I don't think nobody is out here like chopping at the bit for him to be handed anything. And I think that sometimes in these conversations when we have them, like because of whatever internal feelings that people have, they try to spin these narratives as if people think that Shadeur should just be handed anything.
And the
only thing he's earned to this point is the opportunity to compete to be QB1. And I think people just want to see him get a fair shot to do that.
That's it. We ain't nobody ducking no smoke. Like, hey, Ty Simpson, come on over here. Hey, listen, Deshaun Watson, salute, come on over here. At the end of the day, nobody that supports Shadeur Sanders is asking to be given anything. All they saying is give us a fair shot to show what you can do in the field. I thought he showed enough to do that. It's not saying that he's a franchise quarterback all of a sudden today, but the bottom line is he did enough to show he get an opportunity to compete with a new coach, and nobody is asking nobody to give him nothing. Like, let's keep that clear. There ain't nobody jumping up for that.
All right, let's get to our next topic.